Hey there, it is Clary Berry, and I am here today to bring to you, we're going to do like a low communication reading today. If you are in low or possibly no communication, just less communication than you would like, you want, just you're at that phase. I would say we all been there. So it's for anybody that resonates with that. This is a general reading. Of course, if you want a more personal reading, I can get you those at claryberry.com. You're very close to achieving your goal. Okay, give us some. Very close. And I'm knocking stuff around. I think that one came right back to me, though. Stuff on it. Anyway, you're very close to achieving your goal. And today, just so you know, we are going into the moon in Aries. Okay, this is our last moon phase before our moon in Taurus, which brings us our new moon. Okay, so there may be sort of, I don't know, I think there's a lot of beginning energy right now. There's a lot of finalization. There's a lot of different things kind of going on. Stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. I was actually thinking about this morning when I took my dog out on my walk. I mean, I count my blessings a lot, but it was really one of these times where I'm like, dang, like I am so lucky in this way, and so lucky, like genuinely gracious, gratitudinal, and just, it felt really good. Okay, it feels really good to notice. And I think, God, or however you want to think about that, the universe, whatever, I guess you could say doesn't like it. It wouldn't like it if we were complaining. I mean, it's almost like a parent, giving their kids things, and it's like, oh, thank gratitude. Stop complaining. Focus your attention on the blessings. This is how we get blessed more. In a way, it's very, very simple. Okay, so we're going to take 2 of these for some overlying, underlying. Okay, we got 8 of Wands the other day, too. And let's see, what is this? We got a Queen. We got Justice. Very, very small. Very, very small. Okay, so the 8 of Wands and Justice for overlying energy. Again, as I was saying, things are happening. There's a lot going on right now. Okay, might be overwhelmed. Okay, sorry. So the 8 of Wands, again, there's a lot going on. Okay, there's a lot that's happening. But I think we still underlying kind of have this focus. And again, you can see how their hands are connected, even though she's kind of looking away. This may be something where, we're having to try something new. There's a new way to act. Okay, something is finally driving you and giving you that ambition to do the thing, maybe to step up, to have some of these boundaries, and to flip the switch and maybe not chase. This is just what's coming up right off and it's being fair. Really, when it comes down to it, it's about being fair to yourself. Okay, being dignified. That's it. Keep that dignity at all costs. Even your twin flame is never ever worth your dignity. Okay. You do not corrupt. You do not infect. You do not mess with your dignity. And that is something that is it's such a great trait, especially for a feminine to have. Okay, so we're going to see what is going on lately. Okay, so we have, get a little sip. Sorry, I got a little thirsty. Okay, we're contending with a reptilian brain. Okay, on some level here. We're all obviously still with this whole Saturn cycle, looking at the structures outside, but also within. We're looking at them. Okay, we're looking at the structures of thought, structures of mind, the way we do things, the way we have our institutions set up, the way we organize ourselves, the way we get power. Okay, and it's not really about power in the relationship. Okay, but there's parts of ourself, like we don't think about it like that. Maybe we don't want to think about it like that. But there's parts of ourselves that kind of are. I think there's parts of the divine masculine that does. That is. And parts of the divine feminine as well. And again, there's just these issues with these functions, you know. I mean, and it's like a lot of it is defense mechanisms that just end up sticking. It's like, oh, you get hurt, so you say, oh, you know, I'm gonna, or you don't say, you just automatically kind of work it out to where you're going to, it's your defense mechanism is to pull back from people and not get hurt. But then it becomes a problem because then you have a life with, you know, where you're not able to really give, or, you know, a lot of it is understanding, you know, making sure and staying open-minded and seeing things in new ways, and being able and open and willing to change is among the most wonderful idea and way of thinking right now, you know, because that's all we can do, you know, is to chip away at our own selves. And here's the deal. There's, you know, there is ego here. There is searching for things in the wrong places. It's a little bit of confusion, a little bit of social conditioning causing you to do things a certain way. Getting something saying you don't want to do it, but somebody's got to do it. I don't know even what that means. But a little reptile guy here reminds us, you know, and we have the lines up here, the strength that we have to constantly have this, our actions be of a higher purpose, reason, vibration, etc. than the lower mind. The lower mind can pull us down. It may not be causing super big problems for us right now, but you know, that doesn't mean we want to continue to let it happen. Okay, that strength has to be strength of mind, and again, kind of this just energy of using this power, you know, using your energy, using your drive, using everything for good to get further. This is coming through as a big ruler back here for some reason. And it's just, you're able to look back and you're able to say, look how far I've come. It's a measuring stick, it's a milestone. Okay, but again, the lizards in here chasing their tails. So there's this, again, there's this cyclical energy that we have to be careful with. And it gets us every time. Oh no, we're good now, we're good. We can go back to the old ways of thinking, and then, you know, just continue acting like a child basically. And then our, you know, fears will guide us off course eventually. Then we'll be off course, and then we'll pick up the pieces and start over again. This is no way to live. Okay. This is no way to live. This is a dark, cold road. But, and you know, that it is life. This is because there is this sense of being, you know, we are the fools. We are the fools. And the fool has, you know, a lot of work on their journey. So in that sense, we need to stop taking things personally, I think, a lot. Okay? Stop taking things personally. It's one of those 4 agreements, isn't it? Okay, got more king energy too here. So, with our person, I think we've got a beautiful little story here. Maybe a big story. Okay, we're thinking long term. We're thinking how much fun we've had together. Again, together, how far you have come in your relationship together. Okay, and all the good parts, you know, focus on the good when you remember. But if there's still bad parts, you know, about the relationship, you can't just gloss over them any longer. If you've been glossing over them, I know it's difficult because you feel the pull, and then we sort of often, especially as divine feminine, kind of give in with things, or kind of forget about things. We get so caught up in missing our person and wanting our person that we forget all about what happened, or, you know, what they did. We don't even forget about it maybe, but we forgive and we move on. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because it's kind of inevitable with this feeling of, you know, almost equality and recognizing your own soul and that sort of thing. Okay, but it doesn't just automatically make everything else, all the habits, all the reactions, all the lower mind stuff go away. We've got to raise. And I think the spiritual side here is actually coming through in that we should, excuse me, that we should start to find new systems of thought and new, again, like doing a new, maybe somebody's into literally like a new religion right now, or, you know, like a new way of praying, or a new way of meditating, or a new schedule in which to do these things. Things like this, treating your body better, having that be a system that is supporting you, knowing that when you eat wonderful, delicious, you know, plants, all beautiful and whole, you know, that you're really, you know, it's just about the systems. You're really setting yourself up for the best, basically, is kind of the energy of what I was trying to say there. Okay, you want to set yourself up for the best. It's kind of like with the sickness coming in, again, this is all metaphorical. The sickness coming in, you want to build your immune system. Okay, well, if you know there's a lot of stress in the air, anyway, then we really want to be counteracting stress in any way possible. Okay, so there's kind of this energy that as we're following, you know, just our natural urges, you know, we're just doing what comes naturally. But then again, hitting these roadblocks, okay? And with our 5 here, again, you want to remember the good times. You want to travel light here. Don't carry any baggage. The baggage is what we get rid of when we do the shadow work and the inner child healing. So if you got any baggage, even if you don't know what the baggage is, sometimes it can be so deep that it is actually on one of these several levels, and there's different layers to the subconscious here. And sometimes you can work through something even to here and then be like, oh wait, I need to do more work, you know, years later. That's what happened to me. Sometimes you can just literally not remember, and then, oh wow, come through this stage of remembering, and then you go on with your life. And that's also what happened to me. So it's some of these things that there's different layers that we need to look at this. It's not just, oh, our happy thoughts, our thinking thoughts, our conscious thoughts. You know, these different layers of the subconscious are where we need to open up to. So literally any kind of exercise that is going to do that. And sometimes it's no exercise at all. It's just sitting there and meditating and just sit and be, you know, go under a tree or like on a porch or something, you know, in a nice cozy room, and just get comfortable, you know, however you are most comfortable, and just breathe. You know, you can use Headspace apps or YouTube videos or whatever, but I think that's really important to just kind of be as a child. A child doesn't have like stuff in the back of their head, like ulterior motives. Like they're fully in what they're doing. They don't know any other way. You know what I mean? Until they get older and then they get distracted by the things of life, and you know, and then you have to almost be multitasking in your head at every second. And this is almost like coming away from that, you know, this kind of drive. We want to fix things, you know, we want to do the right thing. So we kind of just have to jump into this wholeheartedly and focus on it again with kind of like just this childlike but also excited energy, because it's just know that you found something really good here, and we're thinking long term. Okay. Lot of strong, again, king energy here, and we have purpose. Okay, we've got a lot of long-term energy. I'm just feeling like all of this energy is pretty long-term. Okay, but a lot, again, it's a lot that's changing. So it's easy to kind of complain, because it's like, oh my gosh, what else do we even talk about is what's going on. There's so much craziness in the world, you know, and our politics, and you know, what not to complain about, right? But it's like the opposite of the thing that we need to do. Focus your attention on the good things in life. More of what you want to see, right? Repost those stories that connect with that side of yourself that you want to see more of. And you will start to see more of that, and you will actually build the world we want to see. This is not just about you. That's why I'm here. We're all in this together. We're all overcoming our lower minds, our reptilian brains together. Okay? And the way that we do that is by looking at our shadow. We have to. Okay? This has been coming up in video after video, 10 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 10 of Swords. We have to understand it's going to take a while to heal. Okay? But it needs to happen. This isn't some woo-woo crazy talk. In a way, this is just basic psychology, basic understanding that you control who you are and how you feel about things. You can come to an understanding. You can decide to come to understandings because your thoughts create your beliefs. That's why it's so important to be ruthlessly critical of the beliefs that you hold. Okay, check those out and make sure they're aiding you in where you want to be and not throwing you off where you don't want to be. Okay, remember, you're not going to solve all of these problems in one day of doing work. You're not going to solve all of your subconscious problems, especially the older you are. We get more and more and more. You want to let go of any grudges here, let go of anything, any baggage, again, weighing you down. All you're doing is focusing on your healing and getting where you're going to the next level here of evolution, of enlightenment. That is your purpose. That is the torch you carry. You know, your burning desire is to overcome that ego. And really, by overcoming the ego, all you really have to do is recognize it. All you have to do is recognize it. And then you can turn things, you know, into more of a healthy way of acting. Okay? And again, some of our drives, like the initial competition, like take Venus and Serena Williams. Competition is good for them. It causes them to have a great life, you know. And things like that can happen. You know, competition can be used for good. And especially when you get to a point, you initially want to compete with others, you kind of grow up a little bit and you just realize you're just going to compete against your old numbers, compete against the stats. And it brings a purity to the relationship, to your life in general. It makes your passions more pure. You know why you do things. You do things for yourself. You know, and again, this maturity is coming through. You're not doing anything to please other people. You're gonna do what you feel is right, and it's important. And it is important in the long run to be able to live with yourself. You know. So, good job on that. Keep working on the shadow work. I have the inner child healing playlist. No, I don't have an inner child healing playlist. Sorry, that's the only thing I don't have a playlist on. I want to talk for a second about the AHLoA SWICH program. Okay, that's a program I always talk about. And the first part of it is the Abundant Holistic Law of Attraction. That's AHLoA. So the Abundant Holistic Law of Attraction has been coming through steadily along with the shadow work in a lot of these videos. And it's almost like it used to be kind of hit or miss. We would focus on one thing or this, and a video would pop up. It would have like a theme. But now it's almost always very clearly a little bit of mixture, you know, kind of both here. Both doing the shadow work and getting yourself in alignment with the Abundant Holistic Law of Attraction. So with the Abundant Holistic Law of Attraction, you really just have to kind of make sure, and first and foremost, that you're focused on something that is worthwhile. You're focused on it for the right reasons. Okay, so there's this purity of intention and in the conception of like the idea and what you think about it. And so as you think about it, and as this idea grows and this thing that you want becomes real, and this is something you want for yourself in your life. Okay, so it becomes a goal, and then you start thinking about, okay, either how do I get this, or what's it gonna be like? You start thinking about it. Okay, and it makes you feel some type of way. Okay, it may scare you, it may excite you, you know, it may make you want to work, like all of these different things. And then if you work on it, the more you think about it, you like get invested in it. And if it's a good idea and you keep on going, then you build a belief in it. And so the belief builds and builds and builds. And then if the belief gets strong enough, then it becomes the actions. Okay, the mind, the emotions, and then in one foot you have the actions. And then after that, if you again are still in alignment with the goal, okay, that's the people's problem. A lot of times they'll join, this is just an example. Again, they'll join the MLM. Oh, I'm so excited. I just had this great idea and I'm going to do it. And they just decide, maybe sometimes without even thinking about it. And then they kind of maybe don't get emotionally invested, or their emotions are like, oh, fear, and people poo-poo their idea. And so their emotions go down and down and down. And then they worry, and then it becomes this negative thing. And then they never do anything with it at all. So it doesn't even get anywhere. Okay, but on the other hand, you know, if they actually really are like getting into it, maybe they learn about it, research it, find out, okay, this really is the right way to go. This really is the right MLM. Then from the get-go, they'll know. And then they can build a belief, and then they'll work on it because they believe in it already. And then when they work on it, again, that's kind of like investing, or as I call it, like wrapping, the belief around the thought, basically. And then that's when it'll get carried over, when you actually believe that it could happen. Hey, I may actually make this thing work. So why not try? Why not go do something I've never done before? Okay? And that's the step that we need to take in our healing, is doing it, and not only doing it, but continuously doing it. The healing, the growth, the learning. Again, it's like the pedals of a bicycle. Push, push. You're going up the hill. You're going really slow. But you just keep pushing. Okay, you feel like you're gonna die, but you just keep pushing to the next, that downward, because once you start going down, you can almost stand up and push your body into it. It becomes easier. And then you just kind of wait it out. And then you have to push again. It's like you get a little rest almost in between. Or like, what the hell, like in contractions, you get a little rest in between. Okay, so capitalize on any of that rest. Capitalize on the down, on the hills. You know what I'm saying? It's about making it, we all want to make a really good life for ourselves. Okay, we're kind of trying to figure out what to do to make that possible. What path? We already may know what path very clearly here. And again, the cycles might throw you off a little bit. Cycles that you go through, but again, it's once you get into union with yourself, which is what we mean by that. This is what we mean, when you're in alignment with yourself, when you're in union with yourself, that's when you can become more likely to be in union with your person. And I feel like, this can be happening more easily and more quickly than you might even be expecting. Okay, and especially if you kind of keep this as your goal to become, there's no chasing, there's no wanting this materialistic lifestyle, there's no being shallow. This is all about getting into this alignment. So yeah, I highly recommend the Law of Attraction playlist. And also I have a shadow work playlist before you get into the program. Then you can get into the program, and again, the program goes through the Abundant Holistic Law of Attraction, shadow work, and the inner child healing. So it's all made for you to get into union. The faster and deeper you get into the whole program, the better, honestly. Okay? So, I think that there's, again, kind of this, we got the Hierophant again here. There's this inability, okay, to see things on kind of this basic level with our, almost like with our emotions, to really see the truth of the matter. Some things, it's like we don't know what we don't know, okay? But if we think we know things, then we're not being true to our nature, and we're not being true to life. We have to really accept mysteries. Accept mysteries. And almost, it doesn't matter any religion, what you are, there's mysteries, and there's this mysticism side. And on some level, it's understanding that we are lesser than God, so we can't know, we can't figure it all out. You know what I mean? There's a lot that goes with starting anew. Okay? It's like our drive here is getting to next level, basically. Okay? We have to evolve. It's like we have to evolve right now. And again, there might be this childlike energy, a little bit of unspoken things not being spoken. Okay? But there's a purpose. Really what I'm getting to is there's a strength. Again, there may be some boundaries. There may be like some crossroads. Okay? But I'm getting this energy like maybe Divine Feminine is kind of unaffected. Kind of focused, on how she's wanting to see things and how she's dealing with her things, how she's learning as she's growing, as she's playing, basically she's she, he, whatever, focusing on the goal, okay? Focusing on being fair. And again, divine feminine really needs to be focused on herself. And again, this is all about the self. And I'm not surprised it's coming through like this today, because our moon is in Aries. So even within ourselves, we're just feeling kind of, selfish and just wanting to work things out in our own life, And there might be this recognition, that our person has a lot more going on than we do. Is possibly like they're carrying a lot. They're actually doing a lot, like a workhorse here. Literally, okay? But the work, I feel that needs to be done here. And again, with inner healing, this can happen on either side, but it's almost like a deeper look, into something that happened as a child. Anything. Just think about your childhood and think about it. And think about, hey, is this true? Or maybe there's a different perspective that could be possible. And basically with the shadow work, if you're going to use it on the past, you would just say, oh, something came up, something came up about my childhood, and I'm thinking about this comment so-and-so made. And so, like, okay, they were being a jerk, okay? So you think about it, and you're like, they were a jerk. And then think about it and go back and like, maybe I was being a jerk. Was I a jerk? You flip it. And then you think about it as, well, they were not being a jerk. Well, is there a way that I can, and then once you say it out loud, well, they're not being a jerk, then you're like, whoa. Possibly, I'm not saying you're going to. There's different ways that it plays out, but I'm just saying possibly you can get it a little boost, a aha moment, And then there's another way that you flip it. You just flip it twice. So then you say, I'm not doing that. I'm not being an asshole. And then again, these different ways of thinking about things can just open your mind, flip the switch, get you to rise to, again, when we consider different possibilities, different truths, when we are empathetic and put ourselves in other people's shoes, we're able to do that for a quick sec. This world is a better place. Okay. So I think that's kind of the message here is the empathy that is coming through and the growth. Okay. And again, we want to focus on this alignment no matter how much we have going on. Again, remember, there's just a lot going on right now. And that may be literally all, or the bulk of what is, blocking the relationship right now. There's just, having, and again, I think that at least one person, this may be divine masculine, coming through as dealing with something from their childhood right now. They may be immersed in things from their childhood right now. They may be having flashbacks. Like they are not in alignment with themselves here. So there's no way that they can probably actually be this giving, person that they want to be, this person in a relationship that, gives the divine feminine what she deserves in a way. Okay. So again, they may be kind of going in their own feelings here, or their feelings might be a little bit rash, a little bit hot. There might be some anger, some issues wrapped up in the things that are going on in their lives right now. This is what's coming through. And again, whatever it is, it might be kind of big because it really is making them think about their past, their history, why they did things, why they do things. It's like the little child in timeout, that's like, that actually does learn something, and that's kind of this focus and this idea. We want to really see our person as maybe starting in a new way, of acting. And for ourselves too, we need to kind of think about the future, as we learn, as we grow. Every day is a new day. And wrapping up some of these lessons that we've learned with this ultimate wisdom, taking that into the future. It's almost like taking what we learned and cashing it out. Because that's where it comes into this long-term energy. Once you do something enough, it becomes a habit, or it just becomes part of you and part of your purpose. And I think, again, the passion that divine masculine has is like showing to be so deep here. Okay? But they kind of feel like they're off on their own. But they kind of maybe need to go off on their own. It's like one of those vision quest things. Again, we had that come up a while back. Okay, so the divine masculine may be off, dealing with their issues, dealing with things, dealing with maybe, again, some emotions, some hot emotions, dealing with their childhood, dealing with, anything that's going on, dealing with this emotional growth. So, it's good to, cover, imagine, pray, whatever about your person, fulfilling these things, doing these things, being successful, being protected, of course. Okay? So, the Pilgrim already popped out. I'm going to take 4 more. Okay. So, sorry, need another sip here. I love this, you guys, because as our Divine Masculine is on their trip, we are the Pilgrim. We're on vacation. We're both on vacation together. We're both very connected. Okay, that's been coming through a lot. Divine Feminine might be leading the way here, and Divine Feminine's purity is causing Divine Masculine to get even more pure-hearted. Remember, okay, and I highly recommend, there's this really trashy seeming reality show. Okay, this is, I don't know if I've ever talked about reality on this channel before, but I clicked on it. It's on Netflix, and I watched the whole thing in one night. And it's all about sex. It's called Too Hot to Handle. So it's all about these sex addicts that just sign up thinking they're at this reality TV show. And it's kind of funny because they're like making fun of them and everything in the beginning. But then like very quickly, it looks like everybody changes because they're not allowed to have sex with their people. They're not supposed to, at least, or they lose all this money. So it's kind of interesting, kind of cheeky, kind of guilty pleasure on one hand. But then on the other hand, and they're always like halfway naked. So warning, it's a crazy show. But, reality TV, whatever, right? Am I right? So by the end, again, they've all learned so much and they're going deep and they're having relationships, and like virtually everyone's changed regardless of whether they are in a relationship or not. At least that's what it looked like. I didn't see the after show or anything, but dang, it was inspiring. And I think there's this kind of energy. It's like, you can't have me now. I love you now, but I've got to work on myself. And also there's this issue where it's got to be kind of emotional. Okay, we've got to get it there. There's a lot of mirrors coming through. And again, with Divine Masculine, he or she is on this journey with their ego and their emotions, coming through, possibly addressing their need to stay always so busy, and again, maybe just go deeper, with their everyday actions. And Divine Feminine is finding herself, is changing herself, learning the right way to go, how to stay protected. And she's also, I think, emotionally maybe comforted, or knows how to comfort herself. Okay, very independent here, which is what we want to see. And an independent thinker as well. She's not easily swayed. She's not easily, she's strong in her own thoughts and her actions here. Divine Feminine is backing up her words with her actions. She's walking the walk. She's making things happen. This is what we need to be. We need to do more of the walk, whatever that means for you. I'm getting this may be charity. This may be actually walking. This may be a lot of different things in one, and just the journey of the story. Okay. Again, the bond is there. You two are very connected, even if you don't feel it or see it. It might be this long lost romantic story. Okay. Again, doing inner child healing, absolutely going to help. Doing shadow work, absolutely going to help. Again, I have a shadow work playlist. With the shadow work, you get to, again, you check those different narratives and you see, hey, maybe this one is worth thinking about. Sometimes you just want to entertain an idea, possibly. Maybe that's so. So if so, I can, sleep at night, or, you never know how exactly it's going to heal you or flip the switch or change the things in your life. But the big thing here that we've been talking about lately, again, in this whole time, that we've had our sun in Aries, this whole month, up until yesterday, we had our sun in Aries. And it's been about kind of rewriting our story. Who really are we? Okay. And our identity. And now that we're moving and we're not in that anymore, our sun is now in Taurus, that we're actually able to kind of sit back, take things in, assimilate, and practically set up these new structures. I feel like these structures in our mind, our new thoughts and beliefs are set up sometimes in a very structural way. Okay? So remember that you feed into that. You decide what you think. You decide in your journey here that you're on. Soul searching sort of stuff has everything to do, with this mental game. Setting yourself up for success. Knowing the good thoughts, knowing the thoughts that are going to lead you to healing. Again, these are not superficial mantras, superficial choices to choose to do the law of attraction. We're not just trying to win $1 million and be rich forever. This is about our spiritual growth. So we need to take it with that light in mind. And again, it's just a little reminder to always remember how spiritual this relationship is. This relationship is not all just about that fiery, lusty passion. Even though Divine Masculine might be a little obsessed with that side. Just saying, it's possible. Okay, that's why Divine Masculine's off on his quest. Getting to that emotional side. That's the quest for Divine Masculine. Whether they're, and again, anything that can bridge that gap and move forward is good. Again, the communication doesn't matter so much right now. What matters is the emotions, because that's what's going to bring you what comes forth in the future. That's going to bring you what happens. And I think there is this energy where we're at, not like a crossroads, but a precipice, like we're getting somewhere. We're able to assimilate a lot of things right now. And about ourselves as well. Okay, we're able to assimilate a lot of this learning that we've had. Okay, sorry. So, emotions, so much. Okay, about the emotions, I'm not really sure, where's that even coming from? I don't know, but because we left our moon in Pisces, we've got earth energy, we've got fire, we've got air, we've got everything but emotions. Maybe that's why, in our personal planets here, we have nothing in emotions. So maybe that's, again, why we need to take a look at emotions here, because we've been stifling them for so long. Okay? We're getting to a new level. We're learning how to do things in a new way. Our emotional growth and progress is going to start to lead to, again, kind of a leveling up. Okay? So keep your mind open, keep your imagination open. Think of kind of the group and the bigger picture. Think of the healing. Focus on the mission. Okay? Focus on, again, any kind of whatever you feel like this journey is taking you, wherever you need to go, whatever you need to do. Okay? You have this matched energy, both of you together are figuring things out right now. Okay? That might be why, we're not in contact so much. Okay? But again, it's keeping this creative energy open is what we need to do. Okay, we're going to take 2 more for solutions. Okay, spirituality and okay, the illusionist. So a lot of, again, this earth energy too. As we are in Taurus, sun's in Taurus, and our new moon this week is in Taurus. Okay, so this is coming through a lot because the earth is moon energy as well. So there's a lot going on personally. Okay, there's a lot going on, again, just within our bodies, like cellular changes, I think, that are, happening and assimilating, different uploads and different feelings and vibes and energy in general. Okay, but it's, what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with the energies that we are given? Do we know what to do? Okay, our learning and our coming into alignment really helps us to create a better life for ourselves over time. And again, it's kind of this leveling up factor that needs to be focused on. And it's not like, oh, hoarder, like stack up, I mean, you might be stacking up something. You might be trying to stack up bills or whatever here, again. But it's not this materialistic side, okay? Again, it's about the group. It's about the family. It's about the tribe that you're in, and understanding that, and kind of also letting go of any egos with that, and being attached and devoted to the good, to the greater good here. Okay. So we have the illusionist, the Knight of Stones. Okay. So again, understanding, you are the creator here. You are setting things up to be how they're going to be. And if you're grounded right now in this time, this is, again, you guys, this is what it's all about. Oh my gosh, this is it right here. The focus needs to be on absolutely staying grounded. What does, these things like being grounded, being with your family, being with nature, what does that do to you? What does that do to your thoughts, your thought processes, and your imagination? It's like when we're outside, when we're enjoying this stuff, we have fun, things are beautiful. And again, we're grounded in all ways. Grounded, it grounds your thoughts. When you ground your body, you ground your thoughts. When you eat the right foods, you actually feel better mood-wise. When you drink a lot of alcohol and eat a lot of shitty foods, you notice that you tend to be more depressed. You tend to be more down and just anxiety. When you do certain things, you get bad results. So be careful about the habits. Make sure that your habits are being set up in just the right way. Just the right way. This habit goes along with this habit and this habit, and we're setting it up because we can see we're creating the future right before our very eyes, and it's beautiful. But we have to sort of be able to see things, before they can even happen. Like, get the vision of how the room's going to look before you start moving furniture around. It's kind of like that idea. Okay. So again, we have to stay emotion. It's all about the emotion spiritually right now. So this is really saying we have to go deep within. So for this collective group and this low communication reading, we have to get into the inner child healing. So I suggest starting with the shadow work, because shadow work can very easily lead you into inner child healing. Because what happens is you start doing the shadow work, and if you practice it regularly, you'll be like, okay, well, what else am I going to do shadow? I don't have anything else to work on. So I teach you through the program ways to start going back into your past. And it might be something that you even think is funny, or that you didn't even know is bugging you, or that you didn't even remember, that starts popping up. You're like, oh, it could be something flippant. It could be something big. Either way, you want to work with it, okay? If somebody has a snide comment that caused you to think or feel a certain way 20 years ago, and you can go back and say, hey, you can use the shadow work again, and you can flip it. You can say, well, maybe they were stressed. Maybe I was being a little asshole. You flip it, and then you see. Okay, so again, with the shadow work, well, they did this to me 20 years ago. Well, did I do this to them? Or did they not do this to me? Or did they, you really see different sides of the story. Okay, and everybody has their side and their reality and their truth, even if it's not the main, God's truth. God's truth is different than everybody's truth, basically. We'll just put it that way. Okay. So I'm really happy about this, because I think we're really getting somewhere. And I think that we do just need to kind of dive in. And as we're going on this journey, where's this journey taking us? This journey is taking us to emotional healing for the both of you, for the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And divine masculine, I think, desperately needs some of this emotional attention, emotional healing. We've got to make it a habit. We've got to set our life around what we're learning. Okay? Because the emotions, it's just like we talk about the relationship is a spiritual all the time. Well, guess what? The emotions are spiritual too. The emotions are spiritual too. They are a guide. We use them. We use them. And especially in crazy times, you guys, this is the best time to use them. Okay? When things are crazy. Okay? Check yourself before you really wreck yourself. Stop complaining. Focus your attention on the blessings in your life. Okay, look at how close you are to the goal. Know that it's inevitable and you're getting there, and you don't need to worry anymore. You don't even need to push so hard. You can almost just coast to the goal line. Have fun with it. Start to realize, again, it's this next level. Look at how beautiful these are together. Oh my goodness. The colors, and it's all, you notice it's all of this green. It's all this Taurus, and we've been having this color, these colors, I guess I should say, come up in some of the recent videos too. It's a very strong Taurus season. And again, being grounded in our bodies, I want to play up this whole week about, it's not just about indulgences. It's about scheduled indulgences that are okay with the plan. It's not about cheating. It's not about a cheat day. It's about having, you know, okay, well, these are my cheat treats already. I know, you know, and they're even better. You know, they're even healthier than my old cheat treats. You know what I mean? It's something like this. That's just the energy. Improving, next leveling, getting better and better and better and better and wiser. And that understanding and what you're taking from the past and now moving into the future. Get the lesson, get the good, move on. Now what are you going to do? Now what are you going to create? It's all up to you. You get to paint this beautiful life. You get to imagine this beautiful life. You get to, paint. Like when you paint it with your imagination, you're tainting the future. What your emotional frequency is on, you know, that's what's going to decide. And this crack in the mirror is really coming through. So this is definitely about healing. Definitely about healing that inner child. Something happened long, long ago, possibly when you were 7. Okay? That maybe changed the way that you look at yourself. Changed the way that you look at your role in the world. Okay? And your relationships. How you identify with others. We don't even think about these things, these natural things that we really do, you know, with the people that we spent the most time with growing up. We're going to do the same things. A lot of times we have the same mannerisms, the same systems of speech patterns, things like this. But the beliefs can come from that as well. And we need to go back and make sure that any of these old beliefs we picked up on, if they're not serving us, we need to let them go. We need to fix it. Get that mirror fixed, girl. Get that mirror fixed, because you don't need that type of stuff holding you back. And it is holding you back spiritually, not just in the relationship. Okay? See what you want. See yourself how you want yourself to be. Visit with yourself in the future. Visit with yourself in the past, like the ghost of Christmas past and the ghost of Christmas present. And all of these things, okay? Put yourself in other people's shoes around you. Again, in this group, in this community, how do people see you? How do people, you know, what is your interaction with them on a daily basis? And what's that going to look like, you know, in the years to come? And what's that going to look like when you are healed? Okay? You deserve this healing. You and your people, your groups, your tribe. Okay? You deserve everything that you can imagine. That's beautiful and wonderful. So really decide what you want, because your thoughts and therefore your beliefs will really help to create reality. So don't forget that. This is about your inner magic. Again, you're on the right track here. Okay, I gotta go. I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.